Hello everyone, my name is Elijah David, minister of the 12th Apostolic Sabbatarian Congregation on the 12th hour. And the Liberty Old Texas today is July 17, 2013, or it is the 10th day of Ab 2017. We'll start our first service today with a song entitled Farther Along. Tempted and tried, we're often to wander, why it should be thus all the day long, while there are others living about us, never molested, though in the wrong. Farther along, we'll know all about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, living in sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. When death has come and taken our loved ones, it leaves our home so lonely and gray. Then do we wonder why others prosper, living so wicked year after year? Farther along, we'll know about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, live in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. Faithful telltale said, our loving Master, a few more days to labor and wait. Toils of the road, well, then seem us nothing, as we sweep through the beautiful gate. Farther along, we'll know all about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, living in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. When we see Yahshua coming in glory, when he comes from his home in the sky, then we shall meet him in that bright mansion. We'll understand it all by and by. Farther along, we'll know about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, living in sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. Hello everyone, once again it's Elijah David. We're going to continue on now with we're going to start with a new study today. It's going to be entitled False Prophets. What do we know about false prophets? It says, beware of the false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are raving wolves. Matthew 7:15. Matthew 24:11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Verse 24. For there shall arise false Christ, false Messiah, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Matthew 13:22. For false messiahs and false prophets shall rise and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. Okay. Luke 6:26. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers unto the false prophets. 2 Peter 2:1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Yahshua that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Elohim, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Now notice it says out here, beloved, that's in the house of Israel. That's in the true temple. That's the beloved. It says that many false prophets are gone out into the world. Meaning they left the temple. They left the house of Yahweh. They just walked out the door and went out into the world. Go out and prophesy falsely. Okay, it says, and it says in Jeremiah 14:14, Then the Yahshua said unto me, For the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. Lamentation 2:14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of the banishment. Okay. Now, what are we learning? Let's read about Balaam, a true prophet that turned out to be a false prophet or just a bad prophet. Let's see what happened. Let's see if Balaam just sold out for filthy lucre, but yet he made true prophecies after he sold out for filthy lucre to Balak, the king of Moab, that was sitting alongside Israel, that was building safety, the 12 tribes, in their own tents next door. Balak got nervous. He couldn't stand it. So he went and hired a true prophet of Israel, Balaam, to curse his own people from Moab. Now keep in mind that Moab is kinfolks to Israel. They're blood kin to Israel. Through Lot. Israel is a blood kin through Abraham and Isaac, whereas Moab and Ammon are blood kin through Lot and his descendants. Lot was a nephew of Abraham. They're all kinfolks. Okay, now we're going to continue here. Judges chapter 2. I'll read about Balaam. And an angel of Yahweh came up from Gilgal to Bochim and said, I made you to go out of Egypt and have brought you unto the land which I swear unto your fathers, and I said, I will never break my covenant with you. Okay? And you shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. You shall throw down their altars, but you have not obeyed my voice. Why have you done this? Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out from before you. but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their deities shall be a snare unto you. And it came to pass when the angel of Yahweh spake these words unto all the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voice and wept. And they called the name of that place Bochem, and they sacrificed there unto the Yahweh. Okay. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man into his inheritance to possess the land. And the people served the Yahshua all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of the Yahshua that he did for Israel. And the Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of the Yahweh, died, being 110 years old. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath Heres, in the mount of Ephraim, on the north side of the hill Gaash. Now keep in mind that Joshua, the son of Nun, and Nun, his father, was from Ephraim. He was from the 10 tribes. Joshua was born down in Egypt, but he died back in the land, promised land. And also all that generation were gathered unto their fathers. And there arose another generation after them which knew not the Yahweh, or Yahshua his son, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yahweh, and they served Balaam. Now Balaam is a true prophet to Israel. And the verse 12. And they forsook the Yahweh Elohim of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Yahweh unto the anger. And they forsook the Yahweh, and served Baal and Ashtoreth. Now in verse 11 it said they served Balaam. Balaam is the name for the true prophet that was among Israel. But when he apostatized, I can see now where they got their Baal worship. Verse 14, and the anger of the Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. Whatsoever they went out, the hand of the Yahweh was against them for evil. As the Yahweh has said, and as Yahweh has sworn unto them, and they were greatly distressed. Nevertheless, the Yahweh raised up the judges that delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them. And yet they would not hearken unto their judges, but they went a whoring after other gods, and bowed themselves unto them. They turned quickly out of the way which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of the Yahweh, but they did not so. And when the Yahweh raised up judges, then the Yahweh was with the judge and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For it repented the Yahweh because of their groanings by reason of them that oppressed them and vexed them. And it came to pass, when the judge was dead, that they returned and corrupted themselves more than their fathers, and the following other gods to serve them and to bow down unto them. They ceased not from their own doings, nor from their stubborn way. And the anger of the Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he said, because that this people hath transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice, also will not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died. that through them I may prove Israel, whether they will keep the way of the Yahweh to walk therein, as their fathers did keep it, or not. Therefore the Yahweh left those nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hand of the Joshua. These are the nations which the Yahweh left to prove Israel. By them even as many of the Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan, only that the generations of the children of Israel might know to teach them war, at the least such as before knew nothing thereof, namely 5 lords of the Philistines, and all the Canaanites, and all the Sidonians, and all the Hivites that dwelt in the Mount Lebanon, from Mount Baal Hermon unto the entering in of Hamath, and they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they would hearken unto the commandments of the Yahweh, which he commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses. And the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And they took their daughters to be their wives, and gave their daughters unto their sons, and served gods. Othniel delivers the people. And the children of Israel did evil in sight of Yahweh, and forgot the Yahweh their Elohim, and served Baal and the groves. Therefore the anger of the Yahweh was hot against Israel. It says they served Balaam. Therefore the anger of the Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hand of Cushman, Rishatham, king of the Mesopotamia. And the children of Israel served Cush's son Atham 8 years. And when the children of Israel cried unto Yahweh, the Yahweh raised up a deliverer to the children of Israel, who delivered them, even Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. Remember Caleb. He was one that was faithful with Joshua when they sent the 12 spies into the land. Joshua and Caleb came back as a faithful, true witness and gave a true report. And so they were blessed to go into the land, but those other 10 spies that gave a false report when they came back died. They didn't even get to enter into the land. And the Spirit of Yahweh came upon him, and he judged Israel and went out to war, and the Yahweh delivered Cushan Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia, into his hand, and his hand prevailed against Cushan Rishathaim, and the land had rest 40 years, and Othniel the son of Kenaz died. Okay, here it is. The land had rest for 40 years. Now this right here gives me understand that Israel at least spent 40 years at rest when they crossed the promised land under Joshua the son of Nun. Okay, Ehud defeats Moab. Remember what I told you about Moab? They're kinfolks to the 12 tribes of Israel, to Abraham's seed, through Isaac. They are Lot's seed, which is nephew to Abraham, the Moabites and the Ammonites. Let's go on. Verse 12, Judges 2. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of Yahweh, and the Yahweh strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab, against Israel, because he had done evil in the sight of Yahweh. And he gathered unto him the children of Ammon. There's your Ammon. Now remember, Moab and Ammon come from the seed of Lot through his 2 daughters. And Amalek, and went and smote Israel and possessed the city of palm trees. So the children of Israel served Eglon, the king of Moab, 18 years. And when the children of Israel cried unto Yahweh, the Yahweh raised them up a deliverer, Ehud, the son of Gerar, and a Benjamite, and a man left-handed, and by him the children of Israel sent a present unto Eglon, the king of Moab. But Ehud made him a dagger, which had 2 edges of a cubit length, And he did gird it under his raiment upon his right thigh. And he brought the present unto Eglon, king of the Moab, and Eglon was a very fat man. And when he had made an end to offer the present, he sent away the people that bare the present. But he himself turned again from the quarries that were by Gilgal, and said, I have a secret errand unto thee, O king. Who said, keep silence, and all that stood by him went out from him. And Ehud came unto him, and he was sitting in a summer parlor, which he had for himself alone. And Ehud said, I have a message from the Yahweh unto thee. And he arose out of his seat. And Ehud put forth his left hand, and took the dagger from his right thigh, and thrust it into his belly. And the shaft also went in after the blade. Ooh, the shaft went in. Well, he thrust that thing hard. He thrust the whole dagger into that man. And the fat closed upon the blade, so that he could not draw the dagger out of his belly. I mean, it just closed over the whole thing, because the whole dagger and the shaft was inside of the man. And the dirt came out. Then Ehud went forth through the porch, and shut the doors of the parlor upon him, and locked them. When he was gone out, his servants came, and when they saw that, behold, the doors of the parlor were locked, they said, surely he covereth his feet in his summer chamber. And they tarried till they were ashamed, and behold, he opened not the doors of the parlor. Therefore they took a key and opened them, and behold, the Lord was fallen down, dead on the earth. And Ehud escaped while they tarried, and passed beyond the quarries, and escaped unto Sererath. And it came to pass, when he was come, that he blew a trumpet in the mountain of Ephraim. And the children of Israel went down with him from the mount, and he before them. And he said unto them, follow after me, for the Yahweh hath delivered your enemies, the Moabites, into your hand. And they went down after him, and took the fords of Jordan toward Moab, and suffered not a man to pass over. And they slew of Moab at that time about 10,000 men, all lusty and all men of valor, and they escaped not a man. So Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Israel, and the land had rest 80 years. 80. That would be 80 years. Of Shamgar. And after him was Shamgar the son of Anath, which slew the Philistines 600 men with an ox goad, and he also delivered Israel. Let's go now to Numbers chapter 22. Okay, let's read about Balak and Balaam. So apparently Balaam is a false prophet. But he's a false prophet in Israel. And the children of Israel, that's the reason why they wanted to serve him and not serve Yahweh anymore. They had a false prophet that would do whatever they wanted to do. So his name was Balaam. Let's go read about it now in Numbers chapter 22. It says, and the children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side of Jordan by the Jericho. And Balak the son of Zippor saw all that Israel had done unto the Amorites. And Moab was sore afraid of the people, because they were many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak the son of Zippor was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers, therefore, unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pithom, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now therefore, I pray thee, curse be this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot not, he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou cursest is cursed. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of the divinations in their hand. And they came unto Balaam and spake unto him the words of the Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as the Yahweh shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And Elohim came unto the Balaam and said, What men are these with thee? And Balaam said unto Elohim, The Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent unto me, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them, peradventure I shall be able to overcome them, and drive them out. And Yahweh said unto Balaam, Thou shalt not go with them, thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the princes of the Balak, Get you into your land. For Yahweh refuses to give me leave to go with you. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went unto Balak and said, Balaam refuses to come with us. And Balak sent yet again princes more and more honorable than they. They came unto Balaam and said unto him, Thus saith Balak the son of Zippor, that nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. For I will promote thee unto very great honor, and I will do and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Yahweh thy Elohim to do less or more. Now here is a true prophet in Israel that is a bad prophet, but Yahweh has him under his control. And he's also a false prophet, but he was sent there as a true prophet to guide Israel. So Balak is tempting this false prophet, or this prophet of Israel. Now therefore I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Yahweh will say unto me more. And Elohim came unto Balaam at night and said unto him, If the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, that shalt thou do. Okay, so now, and Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. And Elohim's anger was kindled because he went. And the angel of the Yahweh stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Yahweh standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand, and the ass turned aside out of the way, and went into the field, and Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. But the angel of the Yahweh stood in a path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side, and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of Yahweh, she thrust herself unto the wall, and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. And the angel of Yahweh went further and stood in a narrow place, where was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left. And when the ass saw the angel of Yahweh, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff. And Yahweh opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam, What have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, Because thou hast mocked me. I would there were a sword in mine hand, for now would I kill thee. And the ass said unto Balaam, Am not I thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay. Then the Yahweh opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Yahweh standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. Okay, this is what happens when you get your eyes open. When you see the angel of Yahweh and see what's going on, when you get your eyes open, okay, then you fall flat down on your face. And the angel of Yahweh said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. Now here's a true prophet Israel that's selling out for filthy lucre to the enemy, to the enemy. And the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times, unless she had turned from me, surely now also I have slain thee and saved her alive. And Balaam said unto the angel Yahweh, I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. And the angel Yahweh said unto Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak, and when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto a city of the Moab, which is in the border of the Arnon, which is in the uttermost coast. And Balak said unto Balaam, Did not I earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Wherefore camest thou not unto me? Am I not able indeed to promote thee unto honor? Now here is a false king. He is an enemy to Israel, to everything he stands for. And here yet he's bold and brazen. He has no fear of Yahweh. He has no fear of Balaam's Yahweh. Let's go on. And Balaam said unto Balak, Lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? For the word that Elohim putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came unto Kirjath Huzoth. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and sent to Balaam and to the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of the Baal, that thence he might see the utmost part of the people. We'll go into chapter 23 of Numbers and continue on our story of Balaam and Balak. And Balaam said unto Balak, Build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken, and Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said unto Balak, Stand by thy burnt offering, and I will go peradventure, for the Yahweh will come to meet me, and whatsoever he showeth me, I will tell thee. And he went to an high place, and Elohim met Balaam, and he said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered up upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And the Yahweh put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, Return unto Balak, and thus thou shalt speak. Okay. So return unto Balaam, and thus thou shalt speak. And verse 6, and he returned unto him, and he stood He said, return unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice, he and all the princes of Moab. So now Balaam, or Balak, he means business. He's doing everything that's required to get an answer from Balaam's Yahweh. Okay. Verse 7, and he took up his parable and said, Balak the son of Moab hath brought me from Aram out of the mountains of the east, saying, come curse me Jacob, and come defy Israel. Now today we're having the antitypical of Goliath, the head of the Philistine army, doing the same thing that Moab was trying to do to Israel back then, to get the true prophet to curse Israel. And to get the true prophet against Israel, he thinks he can win the battle. Okay, verse 8. How shall I curse whom Elohim hath not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom the Yahweh hath not defied? For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. And Balak said unto Balaam, what hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether. So here Balaam is blessing his own people that he's a prophet to, but this Balak, this here pagan heathen king of Moab, the next door neighbor, he paid Balaam money to do a job for him, and Balaam is not delivered because Yahweh won't allow it. Okay. And he answered and said, must I not take heed to speak that which Yahweh hath put in my mouth? Okay, now what was going on down at Kermit, Texas, when I was with the double leadership down there for 33 years, from 1970 to 2003, what was going on down there? We had a true prophet, and we had a false prophet involved there, trying to lead, wanting to be the head leader of the house of Israel. Okay. Well, we know what happened. The true prophet prevailed, and he's speaking to you right now. False prophet's dead in his grave. And this is what happens to false prophets. They get cut off early, and they get cursed, and they go into an early grave. Let's go on. Verse 13, we're in Numbers chapter 23. And Balak said unto him, come, I pray thee, with me unto another place from whence thou mayest see them. Thou shalt see but the utmost part of them, and shalt not see them all, and curse me them from thence. And he brought him into the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. Oh boy, we got 28 animals now have been sacrificed in 2 different cities. And he said unto Balak, stand here by thy burnt offering, while I meet the Yahweh yonder. And the Yahweh met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, go again unto Balak, and say thus. And when he came unto him, behold, he stood by his burnt offerings, and the princes of Moab with him. And Balak said unto him, what hath the Yahweh spoken? And he took up his parable, and said, rise up, Balak, and hear. Hearken unto me, thou son of Zippor. Elohim is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received a commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. Do you think that can be anything any different today? Do you think that the President of the United States And that's now regarded as the ruler of the world. Okay, the one that is the ruler of the beast, the new world order. You think that he can force Yahweh's true servants by making a second decree to bow down to that image, like Nebuchadnezzar did? You can never force Yahweh's true elect to bow down to the image of the world, to the image of the beast. Never will happen ever. Verse 21, he hath not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither hath he seen perverseness in Israel. For Yahweh Elohim is with them, and the shout of a king is among them. Okay. So let's read that again. He hath not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither hath he seen perverseness in Israel. For Yahweh his Elohim is with him, and the shout of a king is among them. Elohim brought them out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath Elohim wrought? Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain. And Balak said unto Balaam, neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. So if you can't curse them, well, then don't bless them. But Balaam answered and said unto Balak, told not I thee, saying, all that the Yahweh speaketh that I must do? And Balak said unto Balaam, come, I pray thee, I will bring thee unto another place, peradventure, it will please Elohim that thou mayest curse me them from thence. And Balak brought Balaam unto the top of Peor that looketh toward Jeshimon. And Balaam said unto Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 bullocks and 7 rams. Oh my goodness. We got 14 more now. That makes 42 animals that have been sacrificed in 3 different sittings. And verse 30. And Balak said, and Balak did as the Balaam had said, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. Okay. Now that's the end of chapter 23. Let's go right on into chapter 24. And when Balaam saw that it pleased the Yahweh to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to seek for the enchantment, but he set his face toward the wilderness. All right, let's continue now. We're on Numbers chapter 24, we're on verse 2. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents according unto their tribes. And the Spirit of the Yahweh came upon him. He took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, has said, and the man whose eyes are open has said, he has said, which heard the words of the Yahweh, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel. Now I'm reading to you a parable that Yahweh put into the mouth of Balaam, a true prophet in Israel. Turns out to be a bad prophet, not necessarily a false prophet, but a bad prophet that ended up apostatizing and losing his life, having his life cut off short in this world and the world to come. Numbers 24:6. As the valleys, now let's read again verse 5. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel. This is Balaam talking. As the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the river's side, as the trees of ling aloes, which the Yahweh hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. Now this is a prophecy about the kingdom of David, the one that we are occupying today, that has been raised up. Okay, since 2002, this is what this prophecy is for. Elohim brought him forth out of Egypt. He hath as it were the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies. He shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrows. He lay down as a lion and as a great lion, who shall stir him up. Blessed is he that blesses thee, and cursed is he that curses thee. Okay. Balaam's fourth parable, verse 10, in Numbers 24. And Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hands together, and Balak said unto Balaam, I have called thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times. Therefore, now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, the Yahweh hath kept thee back from honor. He's telling Balaam that his Yahweh has kept him back from receiving this honor from this pagan, evil, satanic king. This is how they're evil. This is how they think. They never see anything good that Yahweh people is doing. They can live right there in the household with them. They can witness them praying and worshiping and everything. They won't even come and kneel down and pray with you. They can witness all the blessings that Yahweh has brought upon you. They can be here and be rejoicing and being nourished by the blessings that's coming forth from here, and yet they'll mock you to your face. And they'll say, Yah. Well, my Yah has provided this for me, not you. Okay. And Balaam said unto Balak, verse 12, Numbers 24. And Balaam said unto the Balak, spake I not also to thy messengers which thou sentest unto me, saying, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of Yahweh to do either good nor bad of mine own mind. But what the Yahweh saith, that will I speak. And now, behold, I go unto my people. Come, therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. Folks, I said that this prophecy was about the time we're living in now. This is talking about the house of David over here in verse 7. Okay. It says, he shall pour out, verse 7, he shall pour out the water of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. This is the everlasting kingdom of David. You'll find it in 1 Kings 16. You'll find that in 2 Samuel chapter 7, and in the Chronicles and other places in the Old Testament, about this here everlasting kingdom of David being exalted here in these last days. Here's a prophecy on it, Numbers 24:14, and I'll read to you again. And now, behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do unto thy people in the latter days. So now he's saying that Moab is going to do something unto Yahweh's people in these latter days. Who is Yahweh's people in these latter days? The Seventh-day Advent and the Davidian Seventh-day Advent. They're the ones that produces these false prophets in these last days. The spiritual house of Israel, Sister White says, on councils on diet and food. I think it's page 137 of reading. She said the Seventh-day Adventist Church is the spiritual Israel of today. So, if you want to look for false prophets and false messiahs, false Christ, okay, just look for them in the Adventist Church and the Davidians, wherever they may be. Every one of them, every last one of them, 100%, that are ministers for either the Seventh-day Adventists or the Davidians or the Shepherd Rod today, they're all false teachers, false prophets, they're false ministers, every last one, 100%. But they know it not, they think they're all true prophets. Numbers 24:15. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, has said, and the man whose eyes are open has said, he has said, which heard the words of the Elohim and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. Now here it goes, verse 17. This is the proclamation, the prophecy that Balaam is making for these last days. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob. Jacob meaning his 12 sons, the 12 tribes of Israel, 144,000. The star is Yeshua. And a scepter, which is a shepherd's rod with a crook on it, represents authority for Yahweh's government. And in Numbers, and Isaiah 9:6 says, the government shall be upon the shoulders of this son that is born unto Israel, which is Yahshua. And a scepter shall rise out of Israel. That's a lawgiver. Let's read it in Genesis 49:10. A scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come, which is Yahshua. That's this star that's coming out of Jacob today. Till Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Genesis 49:10. All right, now in Numbers 24:17, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not now. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter, authority for Yahweh's government, shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, that's the kinfolks to Abraham through Lot, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom, which is Esauites, which are your Seventh-day Adventists today, shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Who is Israel? The 12 tribes, the sons of Jacob, the 144,000. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. This is city of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and those that remaineth are the tares. Once Ezekiel 9, the investigative judgment for the living, starting in 2002, is over. The angel, the 6 men coming away to the higher gate there in Ezekiel 9, 5 with slaughtering weapons, one with a dressed in white linen with a rider's inkhorn by his side. That was Yahshua. He went before the 5 angels with the slaughtering weapons. He first went and marked the saints, the 144,000, set them aside, and then he commanded those 5 angels with slaughtering weapons, now go through the midst of the city, through the Adventist church, go through the Davidian Seventh-day Adventist, and smite utterly old and young, both maids and little children, but come not near any man upon whom is a mark, and begin at my sanctuary at Gilead Center in Kermit, Texas, 2002, and begin with the ancient men before the house. That's Ezekiel 9:6. That would be with the angel of the 7th candlestick, Laodicea. I had the chart up here earlier, right here, number 7, Seventh-day Adventist, 2002. Angel of the candlestick is the prophet, the false prophet, the antitypical Balaam. Notice W. Johnson, Kermit, Texas, 2002, spewed out of Yeshua's mouth, Revelation 3:14-19. Verse 20, Numbers 24. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable. Now this is Balaam now, take up a parable. Amalek was the first of the nation, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. And he looked on the Kenites, and took up his parable, and said, strong is thy dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in a rock. Nevertheless the Kenites shall be wasted until Ashur shall carry thee away captive. Verse 23. And he took up his parable and said, alas, who shall live when Elohim doeth this? Or when the Yahshua, our Savior, doeth this? And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. And Balaam rose up and went and returned unto his place, and Balak also went his way. Okay, now what did we learn, folks? We learn that in the end, Yahweh prevails with his true people, and in this case it's going to be the 144,000. with Yahshua his son sitting upon the throne of David, and the 144,000 also sitting in and around that throne of David with Yahshua. And I'll read that to you now to wrap up this sermon. We got about 3 minutes to go before the end of this sermon. We're in Revelation now, chapter 3. Let's read about this 144,000 and the house of David sitting down with Yahshua in his throne, which is in the house of David. So Yahshua comes, takes his seat upon the throne of his earthly father David here on earth, and then he invites the 144,000 to come and sit down with him in his throne. Pretty big flying saucer, folks, this throne room. Okay? So now in Revelation chapter 3 it says, "And unto the angel of the church of Sardis write," and it goes on talking about that 5th church. But let's go to verse 19. No, let's go to verse 18. "I counsel thee to buy me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich in white raiment." Talking about this Laodicea, the 7th candlestick, the Seventh-day Adventist church. He's talking to that angel, the prophet put in charge of the last one, Brother W. Johnson, 2002. He's talking to him in 2002 at Kermit, Texas, Gilead Center. "I counsel thee to buy me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear." He's addressing one particular person here, and that was Brother W. Johnson. "And anoint thine eyes with eye salve that thou mayest see. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous therefore and repent." So Yahshua is telling brothers, if you don't repent, then I can't tell whether I love you or not. I know I can't love you if you don't repent. "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in unto him and will sup with him and he with me." He stood at the door at Kermit, Texas and knocked in 2002. I heard him knock on the door. I opened it. He came in and supped with me. That's the reason why he changed the guard from the angel of the 7th candlestick, Brother Johnson, to Elijah David, the head of the everlasting kingdom of David, but Yahshua come and personally set up himself and appointed me as the visible ruler over it. Verse 21, Revelation 3. "To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and sit down with my Father in his throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the congregation." This brings in verse 30 this hour. Contact us at the 11th hour call. That's number 11. We're going to close now with a song entitled, "Now I Belong to Yahshua." Yahshua, my Savior, will love me forever. From him no power of people can sever. He gave his life to ransom my soul. Now I belong to him. Now I belong to Yahshua. Yahshua belongs to me. Not for the years of time alone, but for eternity. Once I was lost in sin's degradation, Yahshua came down to bring me salvation, lifted me up from sorrow and shame. Now I belong to him. Now I belong to Yahshua. Yahshua belongs to me. Not for the years of time alone, but for eternity. Joy floods my soul, for Yahshua has saved me, freed me from sin that long had enslaved me. His precious blood he gave to redeem. Now I belong to him. Now I belong to Yahshua. Yahshua belongs to me. for the years of time alone, but